We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.
Good morning again and again. Historical perspective, let us jump there first. Then we take it up from there. Then I will tell you how we'll be running. Because just arriving from the village, we did not coordinate on the presentation formula of the program today. But because we always operate on telepathy, we flew all the same. Because ours is more of spiritual contentment than the spiritual control the physical. So that's it. Now, I have a story to tell, which is, of course, historical perspective. It's a story to tell. I'm going to tell you a story of a man called William Howard Taft. Okay, let me put it this way. Born in Cincinnati, Ohio, on September 15, 1857. He died on March 8, 1930, at the age of 72, in Washington, D.C., a member of the Republican Party. Is he a 6-footer or a 7-footer? He's never within the shortness of my range. He happened to be the only one person that have the honor of holding two very, very vital posts in the United States of America. He was President of the United States of America, the 27th President of the United States of America, 1909 to 1913. And he left office very honorably, glamorously, and with everything good working for him. This same man, William Howard Taft, having come down gloriously as President of the United States of America, became appointed as Chief Justice of America. Being the only one person that has the dignity and the honor of holding those two. Let's look at it this way. He wasn't appointed, he wasn't Chief Justice before becoming President. He was President of the United States of America before becoming Chief Justice of America. What about that? What about that? Okay. In 1921, President Warren G. Harding, the President of the United States of America then, researched and discovered that the only one person he could appoint Chief Justice of America would be that man who had left office as President of the United States of America. So he appointed him as the Chief Justice of America. But there are a lot of things that can equally be credited to this man's account. He became Chief Justice of America on June 30th, 1921. Don't forget, I told you he served as President of America in 1909 to 1913. And before then, he wrote 1/6 of the court's opinions between 1921 and 1930. His most historical quote, that is William Howard Taft, or President William Howard Taft, or Chief Justice William Howard Taft. But one of his most attainable quotes was when he said, I put it right as he presented it. When he was made the Chief Justice, he held on to that office very loyally, faithfully. He resigned, he finished his tenure 1 month, then he died. The way he died, I will tell you another day. Maybe he was too tall that he got stuck in the bathtub. And by the time he was rescued, he was gone. But that's not the issue. He wrote, I don't remember that I ever was president of America. That's how much devotion he gave to the later appointment, Chief Justice of America. He wrote, I don't remember that I ever was president of America. I think he needs some accolade. Of course, he's gone. But historically, the way he passed through it, President of the United States of America, then returned back. He went to Yale University. He was writing laws, writing everything. He wrote 1/6 of the course opinion between that 1921 and 1930. He deserved to be applauded. This is my way of celebrating him. And I don't know how many people around the world that we hold that honor.
To function in the executive and the judiciary.
Just not as executive, as a minister.
The top in both areas.
The chief executive. And come and go to the head of the judiciary. That is a
rare thing. But interestingly, maybe because the systems have changed and the world has evolved. You know, this happened in the 1920s and maybe 1930s.
No, he was president 1909.
Yes.
To 1913.
Mm-hmm.
Then he returned back in 1930 to become. Was it 1930 to become?
Chief Judge.
Chief Justice.
Chief Justice, sorry.
Of America. You know, there are some people that are born into history. There are some born to make history. There are some history is bestowed on them. Because I will not forget that in Nigeria we have similar, but not exactly on the same position. We're privileged to have a man that is still alive with us now in Nigeria. I finished with his historical perspective. I'm only just adding this when Adu brought this out. Chief A.K. Horsford. Chief A.K. Horsford. He's still alive. And the good news is that A.K. Horsford, I might not be too right, but I will not be too wrong. I should be in between. It's cliche towards his 80. Yes. It's attaining 80. If he did it attaining... Last year, I did not hear from him. He never invited me for ceremony of 80. Maybe this year. A.K. Horsford, a seasoned police officer, became the only one security man in the whole world that has the privilege of holding the headship of security internally and externally for his country. No other country had produced him. No other country. We were supposed to meet last 2 weeks, but the time he gave me was awkward because I really want to bring him here. I've told him before that at this age, he had too much to allow him to go into the everlasting journey. I'm not saying he's died yet, but of course, after 80, Papa Ike Clark said the other day that he was already the body departure, waiting departure. But if you see A.K. Horsford with his slow way of talking, very nice voice, it could be somebody that just attaining 70 or 70 plus 1 or 2. But that does not mean. I've told him before that you have too much loaded than for us, this generation, just to allow you to carry everything into that. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to return this thing back to God who gave that to you? So we need to empty them and keep them for history, for posterity. He would always, one day I asked him for an interview, he granted it. But I am now very, very much eager to bring him to this studio, Lagos Talks 91.3 FM, so that I will give him 1 hour plus to empty What's the name of that school they call them to in, is it Guru or Kuru near Jos? Lips. What's the full meaning of Lips? Nigeria Institute of Policy and something.
Oh, NIPS.
Yes. Now, what?
Policy Sciences or Policy Studies, if I'm not mistaken.
No, not science, not policy. When you are in the civil service, when you are in the police, when you are in the security, at a particular age or particular rank, you are invited to this. What do they do there? Because the government had invested much on you, so they empty all your brain into their system so as to keep it. So whatever happens, you are not going away with it. I will do this with AK. I call him AK because that's how I met Davinone calling him.
Just to confirm, is Policy and Strategic
Studies. Yes. So he is the only one human being on this earth because he was the Director General of the NSO, which is now DSSS. He was equally Director General of NIE. It's an intelligence agency. But this record in the United States of America, created by William Howard Taft, has beaten all to it. Okay. Now, we have a menu which we shall touch halfway today. Let us have a look at Abba Mustafa Umar Yari. These are the full names. We call him the Deputy Commissioner of Police, the most, what do you call it? Most celebrated?
Decorated.
Okay, most decorated. A man who had carried a lot of exploits behind him. A man which is recorded as having good exploits. And a man like every other human being that has his pitfalls, has his sorrows, has his glory moments, has his down moment. A man who made his strictly to the top by doing what? Crushing hard the crimes. A man that in no doubt you cannot deny not having performed. But there's a time in life that the same will come to be real. How are the cookie crumbles? This man, Abba Mustafa Umar Yari, is now on the downside of life today. He has just gone on suspension. The news came out that the Police Service Commission suspended him and the Inspector General of Police suspended him. No, it cannot be true. The Inspector General of Police will not be suspending him while the Police Service Commission will be suspending him. The suspension can only come from one source. Because we are still talking of only one man.
Yeah, because some more, shall I say, adept analysis was confirmed that it was the Police Service Commission.
Yes. Because the Police Service Commission has the right to deal with all police officers in Nigeria except
the Inspector General
of Police. Abba Mustafa Umar Yari. How are the cookie crumbles? What happened to him? How did he got himself involved and attain a step down slope, slid into the abyss of almost no return? Please, I pick my words. Of almost, I did not say no return. Almost no return. And we are going to discuss this along the line of Raymond Olorunwa Abbas, alias Hush Puppy.
Hush Puppy.
Hush.
Like hush. Like hush your mouth. Yeah.
Puppy. P-U-P-P-I.
Yeah, well, let's say Hush Puppy.
This name
like a puppy, like the puppy of the dog. Yeah.
Well,
but not in reference to the puppy of a dog, but the pronunciation.
Okay, puppy. Where did this name manifest?
Well, it's hush. My money make you hush.
Subdued, eh?
I don't know. I'm just fooling around.
Alakiai. Hey, in the Igbo language, Onyimbo we say all the risky. We are talking Raymond Olorunwa Abbas, Hush Puppy, and Abba Mustafa Umar Yari. Abba Yari. Hush Puppy represents the totality of the Yoruba tribe. Abba Mustafa Umar Yari represents the totality of, let me say, Hausa tribe. By Hausa, I combine all of them together in the north.
How do you mean totality?
I'm coming. And we had one visit, Shibuzo, representing the totality of the Igbo tribe. So the three major in Nigeria are represented here. So it means when we talk of this word, we are not be carried along, we are being disenfranchised, we are not involved in this, we are not involved in that. It is only for political takeaway of the goodies. Because when it comes to the re-involvement, either in crime, in any other thing, all are involved. So it is not segmented. So the three big tribes in Nigeria, the tripod in Nigeria, the tribes, Hausa, Yoruba, and Hausa, they are adequately represented in the shoe of shame that had come. Maybe we will analyze Abba Yari DC fully next week, because there are many facts that I will need to bring to the table to bear. Abba Yari had not come this far without some allegations in the past. We need to look at them. We want to remember his time when he was the head of SARS in Lagos State. His performances. We want to look at them. We want to look at his credibility of achievement, which cannot be dished, which cannot be thrown into the ocean. No, we must accord him what rightfully are his honors. George Jeffrey wrote a book and he named it Honor Among Thieves. So when thieves are in their kingdom of thievery performing, they still observe some rules of honor. So we cannot therefore take what honorably belongs to Abba Yari and throw it away. We look at that. Next week, we'll come fully. Because for those who looked, a few months ago, just less than 2 months now, Obi Kubana got the mother buried in such a way that I don't think they had been precedent like that in Nigeria. Well recorded and well publicized around the world in Oba, Anambra State. Don't forget, Oba was when Pope Paul II or so, when he visited Nigeria in the days of General Sani Abacha, it was Oba, he did the beatification. Oba there, before Oba there, you just turn your left. If you are facing here now, you just turn your left into Newe. Pass it through Ozobulo. You go straight away, you come to Gidi, you can move in again to go to Easy Alliance, to go to
you see why you're the national youth leader, right?
To go to Oka, or to go to and pay homage to the burial ground of Alese Kweme and all those. This celebrated, the most decorated corpse made appearance, and he was shown standing side by side with Obi Kubana. They would have known themselves for a long time. Otherwise, that familiarity wouldn't come. Because he was not invited. It is not on record that he was invited, that there was a crime there, he should come and quit. He went there in his selected attire, designer outfit, and he was gleaning, and he was at home. What the picture we saw, either in the video or whatever shoot, he was at home with Obi Nobody is talking about Obi Kabana that he has committed any. But that tells you that this man has been hobnobbing with some people in high places. And of course, you want to look at the history, how Hush Puppy had to send a car with a driver to pick him up at in Dubai, the commercial capital of the United Arab Emirates. Because Dubai is the commercial capital of that place. The political capital is different. You have Sharjah, the workers' capital, and all those. Then the discussion he had inside the car with Hush Puppy, it has become a privileged instrument in the hands of some individuals. It was recorded. Who recorded it, I wouldn't know. But if you listen to it, the way a few, very, very selected few have been able to listen to it, you'll be amazed. Which will raise the question, when did Abayari, when did this start his fall? When did this start? And what were the mistakes he made? I must conclude today that he was a very, very great officer. And I should add this. There is no, in the world of criminality, either you are there as a criminal, either you are there as an observer, either you are there as an investigator. There is no way you can make progress in that world, even as an investigator, without having synergy with some core criminals. What you observe in that world is jurisdiction of duty of operations. I say this because for 30-something years of my investigative journalism, I have been in and out within the community. How would you be able to know that these people committed this crime if you don't have synergy with some co-investors in the crime community?
Right.
All you need to know is to observe. When do I report this? Where would I report this? So you come to a compromise. So the issue that a call like that will not have, oh no, he must. That is why his success became so glaring and so glamoring. So one should do. But let us defer everything concerning Abba Mustafa Umayari and Ramon Olorunwa Abbas till next week. The only thing I will do before then is that I will source intelligence of top police officers, very, very top, not necessarily serving ones, those who have retired, and bring them here. Let us move to another topic. I ask you if we can sort something out. Because I want to identify, I want to, you know, in the court, the very lawyers will always lead their client in bringing man. I want to try to establish a link. I must admit in the beginning that I don't have much intelligence to do that. To lead the listeners, followers of Lagos Talks 91.3 FM, this platform of Adu and the Guru, into drawing the conclusion on who is the greatest enemy of the Nigerian people. Is it the federal government? Is it the state government? Or is it the local government?
Or is it the Nigerian people?
Adu has added that. And anything that comes from Adu, I cannot throw it away. Or is it the Nigerian people? Or is it the Nigerian politician? Now, we will go back now. We will listen to interview that President Muhammadu Buhari graciously granted to the Arise crew, led by Duka, the owner of Arise Television, the owner of This Day, and many, many other institutions. And included were two journalists that at one given time or the other had to be presidential aides in media matter. Shegun Adeniyi was with the late Yaradua. Dr. Ruben Abati, I call him Ruben, was with Goodluck Jonathan. Ruben came out and said that there were some demons in that villa. That's not what we are going today. And of course, this lady, what's her name now? I've forgotten. I think she's the daughter of the late MK Abiola. Was there. Plus who again? In that interview, the president, you have it ready?
Yes, I do.
Okay, hold it. In that interview, the president showed to Nigerians, he made a statement which can never be controverted, which can never be denied. Until today, there is no party from the other side saying, no, that is not the truth. About who the greatest enemy of the three tiers of government against the Nigerian people is. We're talking of the federal government, we're talking of the state government, we're talking of the local government. Please take a listen to the interview granted to Arise Television by President Muhammadu Buhari. Please play it off.
Became the local government chairman had been compromised. If your local government is, say, entitled or is supposed to receive 300 million, a letter will be prepared for you to sign that you have received 300 million and you are given only 100 million.
You are welcome back. Did you listen to that? Did you listen to what the president said? The president has just presented to us the reality of the Nigerian political staging. He said, in the local government, a local government chairman is entitled to 300 million. He arrives to collect the money. A letter is prepared before he got there that we are collecting 300. He signs that letter. Then he's given 100 million. 200 million is taken by the state governor. This is the allegation. I will not even call it allegation. I will say presentation of the president. Are we convincing ourselves that the president doesn't know what he's talking about? Or that he doesn't know how this is done? So who therefore now is the greatest enemy of the Nigerian people? Is it the federal government that have offices, created offices, elaboratively for what, laboriously packaged for what they are not supposed to do? Ministry of Works, Ministry of Land, Ministry of Agriculture.
No, but the Ministry of Works is necessary.
I'm coming.
Oh, okay. Are you talking about?
I'm only just mentioning the ministry be created. And contracts are being awarded. There is no year that the federal government will not award contract that has to do with agriculture, that has to do with seeking a borehole, that has to do with maintaining, that has to do with taking care of school, that has to do all over the 36 states of the federation. The representation of the federal government is seen in all these ministries.
That's why
we have argued that these ministries are not necessary, but today they are provisions of the Constitution.
Well, that's why the Secretary of Federal Government said that what we need to do all these things is over 1,000 trillion naira to meet our infrastructure.
Yeah, he was talking to you. Forget about the prizes attached to these awards. That's another cup of coffee entirely. That will be another food we will bring to the burner another day. If you look at that, you might even be shrieking to death before you arrive at the table of discussion. But that's not the issue now. The issue is this. If a state government has, say, 20 local governments,
right,
you pick 200 million from each local government at each time of allocation. Then you give the local government 100 million. And you told you would have instructed the local government that I'm not the one telling you, the constituencies provide for this. Including the thugs, all those thugs that shoot gun, that main people. Including those killers that some of them carry about. And most of them have paid killer in their payroll. This straight from both the local government to state governments. Don't we hear of That's not what we are discussing today. 200 million from 20
local governments.
Local governments.
That's 4 billion naira.
4 billion naira. Then you give the man 100 million naira to go and execute, to pay all those things, to pay salary. Will he be able to perform? The local government chairman signed. Before he even signed, he knew how much he would collect. But he operates on the strength of conspiracy of silence, telling himself, he's not speaking it out, that half bread is better than none. Because if he argues, that's the end. He will be suspended by the governor. Then, within a few months, the governor can remove all of them and appointed a caretaker committee under his direction. And these are committees that are not known to the Constitution. So now, the question is this. Who is the greatest enemy? Who is your greatest enemy in Nigeria? Who would not want you to thrive economically? Can you see the reason that most of the local governments, you go into them, there are no roads, there are nothing at all to be done, that money is not being accounted for? Or do we have it on authority of record that the 200 million that the state governor is collecting or putting behind and giving the man 100 million, that there is a refund or feedback or kickback to the federal government? I don't know.
Prior to the initial local government autonomy and judiciary autonomy, the structure had been the federal government disburses both state and local government funds to the state account.
Yes.
Then the state governors and state commissioners for finance were responsible to then sharing the money to their respective local government.
State governor, forget about the commissioner for finance. They are stooges of the governor. Because if he goes to Abuja and he comes back and he's not doing according to the instruction of the governor, by the second day, within 12 hours, he will be removed as a commissioner. And he appoints somebody who will say, yes, sir. Yes. Again, that argument of paying local government money into the account of the state government, does it not defray the reality of the sanctity of a local government as a tier of government?
Chair of government, yes.
So where's the autonomy? The autonomy is eroded. The National Assembly we had, the greatest enemies of the Nigerian people, they will gather together, they will not see the wisdom or the reason. No, they know the wisdom, they know the reason, but they will not do it because of their selfish. To check at that. Now, nobody is talking of that. So the state governor comes back, the money is kitty. Hey, local government chairman, yes, sir. Come and take your money. You must perform. Oh, yes, sir. It is for this note that I assessed while I was in the village, the statement credited to Sanwo-Olu, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, Lagos State Governor, when he was swearing in those local government chairmen that wore Ashoebi. The election took place on Saturday.
No, Guru, we already said. We already said. We said they paid accelerated money to tell us
that you must perform. What are they going to perform, Governor?
Well, he also spoke yesterday. Did you hear what he said yesterday?
No, I did not.
When he told the councillors that no room for error. Lagos councillors must deliver.
We should please, Sanwo-Olu, call your colleagues, your 35 other colleagues, with the mayor of
Abuja,
federal capital, to go and meet Mr. President. Say, why would you tell this lie against us? Challenge Mr. President. Nigerians have these facts on ground, but challenge Mr. President who has brought it up. So, President Muhammad Buhari, I hail you. I hail you. This is a very, very neat job. This is a very, very neat job you've done. And I give kudos. So, listeners, let us take this matter back and digest it. How do we change this erroneous and perfidious part, politically speaking, in Nigeria? I have always said it, and I'm concluding today on that. that the quickest way is to deal from the known to the unknown. Those people you elected into the National Assembly, you elected others. Yes, sometimes the process of election is hijacked from you by the politician who believe belittling people's capacity, political capacity, by reducing them to the point of humiliation in poverty domination. Poverty. But you conspired along the line. You, the electorate. You and I, we conspired along the line by not only sleeping on our right, by looking at names and the movement to overthrow tomorrow. And our tomorrow is greater than this moment. So do this first. Sit on the National Assembly that the bill, electronic transfer or transmission of results from the consuming point to the creation point, or the creation point to the consuming point, must be embedded in that bill before it goes to the president. So that you use your PVC. Yeah, in 2019, where we were facing the general election, I analyzed something in this studio, and I said, if you were given 5,000 naira, I break it down to how much it amounted to, which is 44 kobo per day for the next 4 years. What will 44 kobo do for you? I don't know.
It's not even enough to pay.
Nothing says for 44 kobo anymore in Nigeria. Even is it in circulation? Do you have the 44 kobo?
No, sometimes the interest you find on your savings account, or you keep the money there for 1 week.
Okay. Now, deal with these people. Remove all these dealers that are not willing to change a losing team. Because the formula of compromising, you allow yourself to be compromised. We allow ourselves to be compromised. We slept on our rights. We gave, we value today more than tomorrow. The momentum gains of today were what are taking us into captivity of tomorrow now. So that we can change, because change will start from your representatives. If you change them, if you have people there that says no, it cannot be so, that becomes the end. Then you should know your priority, that you are somebody's appointee. Somebody appoints somebody. That you appoint so person, including the president. We appointed him. So he holds office at our displeasure. At our pleasure. And this is a pleasure we can only exercise because that's the only way I know about it. For 4 years. Since we are the one paying his rent, paying everything, including the toilet roll he used in the conveniences, we have the right to checkmate him and say no. But he has revealed something which is very... How many Nigerians have even thought of it since they heard it from the interview of Arise Television? So I decided to bring it out today. Your greatest enemy, who would always work against you ferociously, is not the federal government. It's between the state government and the local government. The state government is the gang leader of this atrocious and perfidious destroyer. They are dealers, calling themselves leaders. Okay. I hope the time taken on these two topics should be worth it. I don't know. So, now, and most unfortunately, I did not send you the menu.
No. We didn't have a written menu, but we had a... when we were in the kitchen putting the ingredients together,
yes,
we had the discussion and said, Guru, bring the tomatoes, Adu, bring the spaghetti.
Yes.
And we'll have a spaghetti bolognese.
No, I brought the spaghetti.
No, Guru, you brought tomatoes.
Mm-hmm. I brought tomatoes. Yeah. Because Adu would have told you people that bandits are terrorists. A lawmaker made that statement. Northern Elders, APC would have completely wrecked Nigeria by 2023. This day. Democracy, dictatorship can't coexist. That is Kuka. Bishop.
Kuka.
No, there are names before Kuka.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to remember his middle name now. I think it's Matthew. Yes.
Matthew's one of them.
Yes.
Then what about the one? The one that signaled him that he's from the Caliphate.
Hassan?
Hassan Kuka. He says so. And U.S. lawmakers stop $875 million deal, arms deal, sales to Nigeria. It's like what goes around comes around. But now we'll be told, like Mohammed has said, that those are fake news. Then in another phase, the federal government said we are not aware.
And in another place, the federal government said all is at well. All is well.
And the another place, even before saying all is well, they say we will get whatever we want.
Yes.
From America. Okay. But what we want around the other time, I think, is coming around.
But is it not a reality that there have been in recent times some strong human rights concerns?
The names of those lawmakers that move the motions, they are written, they are down. It's only a government of Nigeria that will tell you. The other day, a plane crashed, or a plane was shut down. But thank God to the wisdom, the knowledge, the gallantry spirit of the pilot who uses parachute and dejected before coming down. What was the government first there? Say no, none of our plane. But about 24 hours later, say yes, this. So it's in Nigeria that, and don't think of it too bogus. I do. Take for example in Lagos where we are.
Yes.
There is a man that you see is going. You are calling him, hey Joseph. His back is towards you. He's moving forward, going. He will answer you, I am coming. And whereas he's going. So is that not secure enough to be taken away? So with all this, I really don't know where again I can take any other thing. Nigeria Super Cup, we've talked about that. The U.S. lawmakers we will talk about it within the week. Democracy, dictatorship can't exist. We will talk about it later. Every other thing, because today, of the introductions I've just made, I want you to make some contribution before we open the lights. So what do you have for me? What are you bringing to the kitchen now?
What am I bringing to the kitchen?
Yeah. You must come and icing of the cake.
I'm bringing my taste buds, Guru. That's the most important thing to
icing
bring to
of the cake.
But speaking, Guru, about the predominant or the most, shall I say, adversarious of all the three tiers, the federal, the state, and the local, it's also right to mention that that might be an exclusive lens for the executive, because there are also lenses through which we can look at the legislature.
Which executives are you talking now?
The three levels: the federal, state, and the local. But we can also look at the legislature on the three levels as well, and that is where another, should I say, ring of disservice might be going around in some circles.
Throw more light on what you are just...
So, okay, let's take, for instance, the recent battle that's been ongoing with the e-transmission of election results, and how many people have come up to refute the position held by the National Assembly, considering that we are working towards a scenario where our elections can be completely free and fair without any interference. And the position of some of in fact, a majority of the House held in that regard, and people felt that they were betrayed. Couple that with the comment of the Speaker a couple of weeks earlier, when he said, ordinarily, we are...
Ordinarily.
Yes, ordinarily.
Ordinarily. We are supposed to be for the people.
But in this matter...
the game is changing.
And the whole idea behind the legislature is people who represent the people at the seat of government. Because I didn't appoint the Minister of Works. But I voted my senator.
Yes.
So they are supposed to be representation. So if they are not representing the people who presented them, is that not also some enmity?
My opinion had always been that the greatest enemies we have today, in order to move Nigeria political future to a gladiating level, are those representing us. Because we went out to elect first those closest to us. We picked them from 3 senatorial districts of every state. We picked them from the dilated federal constituencies. Some states are more than others. And we gave them the mandate, please go to that National Assembly and represent us. It doesn't matter on which platform we elected these individuals. Let it be platform of PDP, let it be platform of APC. That is very immaterial. We elected them that please represent us well. Ensure that the first primary responsibility of government to protect lives and properties of citizens are ensured. Look where Nigerian lives have no value today. So where is that assurance? Then we told them, please, we don't want hunger. We told them, God has really overblessed Nigerians. The land is a land that grows everything. Go and read the Obasanjo paper which he presented to the United Nations some 20 or 30 years ago. I forgot it. When he measured the crops, where he put the difference that it will not be good to be calling them cash.
Was it not when he started Operation Feed the Nation?
About that time. A cash crop. He said, which crop can't turn to cash? It depends on which one you take to the market. I saw his argument because I read the paper.
Yes, I know that.
Paper. I read it and it's very interesting. It's like if you are privileged to read the FBI report on that is demanding for Abayari to be
brought.
To come and answer things.
The proper word, extradited.
Eh?
Proper word, extradited.
I don't know whether... I don't know. I don't think America had put application for extradition.
No, I'm not
Next
sure.
week when I'll be discussing it, I will be discussing the extraditory law between America and Nigeria, which had been ratified by both parties. A law established in 1935. I will bring all this to come to bear. But let's go back to the cash crop and Kwanko. Then we told them, please do all this our earning, ensure that it returns back to feed us, take us out of poverty. Which of these are they doing? All they succeeded in doing had been pronounced, made known by the Honorable Speaker, Nigeria House of Representatives. Femi Gbagabiamila. Or is it Olufemi Abiyadelufemi? I don't know. But Femi Gbagabiamila. Where he said, ordinarily, he tells you, we are here to represent your interests ordinarily, but the matter has moved from the ordinary level to another level. So sorry, if you see us behind, we are now in the kingdom of animals, always animals farm. Yes. So I have always identified it. So what we are saying now have always been our identified points. We have agreed on the state of the nation as eroded. The state of the country is eroded by those we take to represent it. Then before we now come to... Many people know, but when Mr. President said it now, that is why I give kudos. Because some people will just say, this guru is not even seeing anything. I do see it. I do see it. I do see it. Like as I will say it, if I say it, that before 2023, is 2023 general election, is it coming? I don't know. Because it's swap. would have taken over the whole of the North Central. Because ISWAP is coming to the farmers to tell them something.
But the governor of Borno just inducted 1,000 hunters to forestall against such, and he promised that he was going to kit them up, give them the necessary logistics, and pay them.
God for that and for Zulum.
And pay them monthly.
Professor Babagana Zulu.
Yeah.
Hunters. There's time they name them civilian JTF. If not for them, everything would have been overthrown by now. But ISWAP is coming to dislodge Boko Haram insurgents. ISWAP killed Shekau, not the federal government, not the federal troops killed Shekau about 5 times. But each time you will see him walking on the other side. And now ISWAP is coming with something dangerous. I don't know whether Nigerians have taken time to study this. In the first place, I won't want to go into that trajectory of telling you that we have no citizenship. I don't want to bring that. That would be sufficient for another platform. Now, ISWAP is coming and is penetrating to the locals to tell them that why would we allow you to do your farming? We allow you. Just swear allegiance to, and we allow them. So by the time 2023 comes, ISWAP would have cornered largest chunk of North Central. And if ISWAP does that, who are the ISWAPs? I don't know. Who are they? When they kidnap those school children in Kankara, in Katsina State, who are those who kidnap them? Are they not Fulani? Are they not Fulani? So now, the soft pedal treatment to the Fulani Miyete Allah, the headers, and what the headers are doing against the farmers, which show that the headers are the aggressors. ISWAP is coming to tell this people that we will allow you to do your farm.
The Voice of America also did mention a report that was kind of concerning, that they are now seeing some Boko Haram insurgents now pledging allegiance to ISWAP.
Of course.
This was by the Voice of America.
The authority of ISWAP, the supreme authority
of ISWAP. Which is, by the way, Islamic State, yes, West African province.
Yes, the one for West Africa Caliphate.
Province.
Eh?
Province, ISWAP.
Either you call it province, I don't know. I don't know meaning of province. But I think I know meaning of Caliphate. So West Africa headquarters. Now, they must, because they have come with a superior version of getting target. And the end of the game is towards one thing: Islamizing of the territory. This is how it started in Turkey. When the movement into Europe was coming. You know the history.
Yes.
Go back and read all the history.
It was a very strong battle in London, by the way.
Of course. So that is it. Back to your representative.
Yeah, okay, so Guru. Ordinarily, we should take the listeners now.
Yes.
Ordinarily.
Yes.
Okay.
Ordinarily.
Yes.
Let us not be Femi Bagabiamila.
No, we're not. Ordinarily.
Ordinarily. Please, let us go. Let us go.
Okay, join us on WhatsApp 0809-234-5913. That's the WhatsApp number of the station. And we'll start with our friends at the pen. Quite a number of you have sent in your messages prior. Thank you very much for joining us. And let's see. This is from Tubonson. Tubonson says, "Good morning, gentlemen. Personally, I don't get the point of the protest. The whole world already knows." Oh, sorry, that's regarding the Nigerian athletes and the Olympics. All right. Frankly, from Shomolu, it says, "There seems to be a bias or cover-up or double standard in this continual, consistent dropping incidents in..." Oh, sorry, still for Sports Zone.
Come to the moment.
Let me. They didn't send their messages to us on time. Okay. Someone is saying happy belated birthday to you, Guru. James Darasimi is the one sending that message.
Thank you very much, James.
He's 1 week
Your
late.
days will be long.
He's 1 week late, Guru.
No problem. News is news.
Iowa asking federal government to proscribe Afenifere as terrorist organization is laughable. An Iowa group knows that North is the problem in Nigeria. Without the North, Nigeria would have been like London. Okay, Leo from Lagos is the one that made that comment. Chike from Akute says, good morning, Adu and the Guru. Now, resident doctors and lecturers are about to down tools. Mr. President is on medical and educational.
Are they about or they've gone?
Well, the meeting today, there was a lot of hairs raised for the ASU. I don't know about the doctors, though.
No, I'm talking of the doctors, the resident doctors. They've gone on track already. So, what hope for the
ASU?
For the this Delta variant
of COVID-19.
ASU, I'm in touch with the president.
Yes.
Of ASU. I'm in touch with them, and whatever I do there, I will bring it to the public.
I wanted to say it, but okay. Chike,
I do.
The president said, that educational investment is critical.
Yes. That's why it's gradually going to move the educational budget to 50%. He spoke well. Which was why I did not really agree with Senator Dido Minaye say that his certificate. This is not issue of certificate. You have elected him president. We have elected him president. And when he's going there, he met with his colleagues all over the world. And did the man speak well? He spoke well. And didn't Oyema Ugochukwu, the Minister of Foreign, is he not a brain? The Minister of State for Education, that is there. How many people there with on number degrees? Is it degrees we are talking about? The man went there and the man spoke well. And his colleagues respected his saying. So, and I believe what he said, that he will increase this budget. He has showed, and of course, we've been able to get a chunk of about $123 or $163 million to.
But currently, our budget grew. It's not even up to 10.
It's 7%.
So, how are we going to go from 7 to 50?
He did not tell you he will just arrive 50 at a go. He's going to move it gradually. He has given.
And he has 2 years to go.
He has given the promise before the whole world.
Guru, 2 years.
Let us come back home and watch.
Okay, Chike from Akute is the one that. Sorry, Guru, but Chike from Akute started this.
Yes.
This tangent. He says it beats my imagination that this is really happening. Well, it says Buni PDP. As for them, they must be thanking their stars that this slip-up occurred. PDP must be thanking their stars that Buni's slip-up occurred. But can they make the best of it by delivering good governance when the time comes? We are caught between a rock and a hard place.
Buni, are you talking of the state governor who is now the chairman?
Yes,
of
the caretaker committee.
You know, even the camp of the PDP is broken against itself. Festus Keyama had come to tell you the implications of the interpretation, because the 7 justices of the Supreme Court that sat on that panel agreed that do so. Except that 4 said you should have joined the chairman. Technically, Itayo Gegede knew why he could not join the chairman, because the chairman is under executive protection, immunity. So if you bring him, the court has no authority to try him. So this is why he was not joined. It is on this technicality. But the 3 judges or justices of the Supreme Court that read their minority report, read by Rosely Odili, said that it doesn't matter. The constitution of APC, this is what he said, subject to constitution of Nigeria, its social section, that says you cannot be an executive office and hold another. No. The 7 justices of the court agreed on that. The technicality is that since you did not join this, you cannot get this. And the technicality of not joining this. So Festus Keyamo pointed this out, that let us avoid this before. And from Festus Keyamo, the House became divided. The president asked Osibajo, a senior advocate of Nigeria, that all the lawyers in the cabinet is to gather them together and come. And of course, Osibajo will gather them. Osibajo will sit like a mugu, which is not. Very, very brilliant man. But because you should know that this is politics, so be careful. Malami is there. Will Malami not talk? But before then, Ovio Magege, the deputy senate president, had rocked the boat of Festus Keyamo. What is at war is not interpretation of the constitution.
No.
What is at war is who become governor of Delta State in 2023 between Ovio Magege and Festus Keyamo. Of course, Festus Keyamo cannot stand Ovio Magege, who become governor. But then Ovio Magege will become a contender. But with the gods of the land, the Delta State, give the APC chance to become governor of Delta State. Not in the immediate future. Not in the immediate future. Until some people would have pronounced, the demise of some people would have pronounced. But for now, there are gods of the land. Go ahead with reading what I'm reading.
Let's take some calls now. 0809-234-5913. Please turn off your radio when you call us. Hello. Good morning. Yes, good morning to you.
Good morning to you, Mr. Ado.
Yes, please.
Welcome, sir.
I salute you.
My name is Peter Monse from Shomolu.
But you did not call to celebrate me on my birthday. You did not call to the village. I was expecting.
I called you, sir. I congratulated you in the village, and I said you should enjoy well. Don't let mosquito bite you too much.
Go ahead.
All right, sir. Now, I want to key into this thinking or this school of thought that we are the employers of the executive, both the governors and the president. Mm-hmm. Because for me, if we have said that, or some people have said, that APC would have break Nigeria down before 2023. And we see all the shenanigans that is going on. Then we call in and ask question that why should our president, who is our employee, be going to Europe for medical attention? When our hospitals, our doctors, I think they said they lost about 19 of them during the COVID. Mr. President has not done anything to make sure that we have good hospitals in Nigeria. And Nigerians allow him. It might not be direct aligned, but Nigerians are like, we are handicapped. That the president we employ is bigger than us. That he can decide, I want to go to Europe for my medical attention. When we are here, people are dying, doctors are dying here. Is he not bigger than us? For the first time I see employee bigger than an employer. I think it is in this our situation. I think we have the right. Nigerians are in that area. To drive Buhari away, let him come back to Nigeria and face these doctors and from them so that they will treat Nigeria well. They are people that are treated well.
Much. You've gone over 2 minutes.
Yes. Thank you, Guru. Sorry, we had to cut you off. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, good morning. What's your name?
This is Toyo.
Toyo.
I want to ask the Guru this question, please.
Please go ahead.
If a father discovers loopholes in his house, does he have the right to fix the loopholes?
If he's a good father, he has
the reason why I'm asking him this question is that he told us he's telling Buhari that Buhari discovered that they gave 100 million to the local government chairman instead of 300. Is it not in his power to revise it?
No, it is not in his power.
No, it's not.
That's one. I'm coming. I want you to respond when I drop the call. Okay. Secondly, this 2023 thing that you guys have been clamoring on the air, that pick your PVC, listen, even if the whole Nigeria votes PDP, APC is going to announce themselves the winner. Mark my word and bet me. You can ask me any question, I'm going to respond now. Because Kongozo, Atiku, Obasanjo, Saraki, they've all carried the PDP, whatever I can call it, and sold it to APC. And now those guys have collected a template. And now you're telling me they're not ready. See, we are wasting our time.
Don't forget,
the only way you can vote these people out is online electronic transmission. That is the only way.
Thank you.
Okay, but you did make some very strong, shall I say, accusations?
So that the template that Obasanjo, so that I don't know about that. But the question is it not within the authority it is not within the authority of the president, constitutionally speaking. Because the sharing formula is constitutional provision.
Yes.
It is the same constitution that now provided one account for both the state government and the local government. But how they are doing it, they have just shown, I brought this matter out today so that you can know your greatest enemy. It is not the federal government. I'm not saying the federal government is not. Okay, I use the word greatest, meaning there is a greater. So that we know how it is going. The president has said, what will you, Nigeria, do about that? Do something.
Quickly now, this is from Abu Yusuf from Ikeja. Says, please leave Sports Zone guys alone because of you and Guru. Because you and Guru always intimidate them. Says, please also send them packing as soon as it's 9:00. Okay, thank you very much. He says,
we keep to that.
Says, lastly, Abba Kyari is not more special than Nnamdi Kanu and Sunday Adeyemo Igboho, but difference is paddy with hush puppy. Okay.
Well, that I wouldn't understand.
Here's another one. Ade Akin says, good morning, Guru and Adu. In the words of former president of Ghana, President Rawlings, we can vote people in and out. Personality is okay. He said, even if it was the devil that was to hold office in Ghana, he wouldn't have a choice than to do only what the people want. Yeah. Can the same be said about our politicians? We are in Nigeria contending with a political class that I won't compare to the devil, but would simply term Nigerians' worst nightmare.
Jerry Rawlings made that statement on the strength of giving powerful creation of powerful institution, legalizing the power of institutions. It is through those institutions that you can subdue everyone. It is on that strength that Jerry Rawlings made that statement. And don't forget, for example, if we now have institutions like our ANEC now empower constitutionally, that becomes a law, that election results are to be transmitted electronically. You are now creating those. They use ZPAD in a local government, in a constituency in Nazarawa. It worked. They use ZPAD in Edo State election, governorship election. It worked. They use ZPAD in Ondo State governorship election. It worked. They use ZPAD in one remote local government in federal constituency in Niger State. It worked. They use ZPAD in one local government, one federal constituency in Borno State. It works. And if you know that even primary school children to move into secondary school, they write the examination, everything from the villages is transmitted electronically, and it works. Then you will not tell Dume, literally Dume, that shut up your mouth. What are you talking? It is working.
Only from Finland says, on Abba Kyari and Hush Puppy, I'm not surprised. Nigeria has become a monetized society. We have absorbed into our culture a pepper them mentality. The average Nigerian has a price. The urge for money in our society is on the increase. Well, only wouldn't you say, considering that the prices are also on the increase. Adeboyega says, honestly, Adu, I don't know how or who gave Abba Kyari the title of a robot cop or super cop. Where did that come from? We are a nation that celebrates mediocrities, a nation where one-eyed man happens to be a leader of the blind. Okay, now that the FBI has punctured and indicted our almighty super cop, can we now see, that all the noise about our super cop was just a hype? For God's sake, Adu, is the U.S. just telling us what we don't know about the Nigerian police force? A lot of revelations came out of the NSAR's panel of inquiry about the malpractices, brutality, and corrupt involvement of our police officers.
Yes. Adeboyega, you are my son. Even recently in America, was a police officer not caught ferrying Mexican across the border in Texas, using his official vehicle, using his uniform, and charging $2,000 per each immigrant? Until this one comes out, the man was a super cop. And the reason, the beginning of the name Super Cop, probably I will be able to tell you next week when I shall discuss this matter.
Some calls coming through. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello, Adu.
Uche, happy long time. Good to have you here.
Yeah, Adu, I've not been feeling too well.
Because of
Welcome back.
The traffic of Apapa.
Guru, the stress has been terrible.
I know now. That is why I avoided the place and I appointed you as my representative there.
The stress is terrible. Now, very quickly, Adu and the Guru, this issue, the Northern group trying to paint Afenifere as a terrorist organization. You see, the Guru, some of us have said this severally on this platform and several other platforms. It is clear, it is evident that these people do not want this country to be together.
Who are these people? Who are these people? Who is this
the people up north. Okay. Let's say it as it is. They do not want this country to be together because they are not interested in equity, fairness, and justice. What they want is to dominate the rest of Nigeria. And it cannot work.
Okay,
and I've
always
said, yes, if you have a marriage that has lasted for 50 years in turmoil, in trouble, in brouhaha, the best thing is to dissolve it and everybody goes home.
Okay. Now,
thank you.
Thank you. Uche, please take recognition of this. Those group from the north that says Afenifere is this. Don't forget, the Arewa Consultative Forum is from the north. And this is leadership group from the north. Are they not the one who said that before 2033 that APC would have finished the country?
Their spokesman, their Secretary General, they made the comment.
Baba Ahmed. Is he not the one? So let us not just use a language of one group. Most of this group, who are they? Please trace their originality. Who are they? They are people that somebody will just give 20 naira and they will spring up and they will be talking. Say we are a group of this or a group of that. So we should not generalize it. We can redeem Nigeria.
We have a call coming through. Turn off your radio, please. Good morning.
Good morning, Najo and the Guru.
Yes.
Fine, sir.
Okay.
This is my own take, basically, on this issue.
Your name, sir.
What
your name.
Said.
Your name.
For me.
Your name.
My name is Leo or Onome.
Okay, Leo Onome. Go ahead.
Okay. So for me, I feel the government are playing lip services to the masses, and we the masses are the architect of our own problems. In the recent local government election in Lagos, a video of some youths were seen messing around with ballot papers. Are we saying that we don't know where they are? Are we saying that we don't know what these people are? Are we saying that these youths are not the product of the society? We get what we deserve, and the blame is in front of all of us. We now support the wrong as the new normal. The shame is on all of us.
Okay,
we must be able to fit out things and deal with things as it's supposed to be. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's go back to our friends with the pen before we start to wrap things up. Raphael Olatuga says the federal government is the greatest enemy of Nigerians. Here is his argument. The federal government knew that there are 3 tiers of government, federal, state, and local. Why will the federal government pay local government allocations to state government coffers? Well, that's what the law says.
It's not the federal government, it's the constitution. It's the constitutional provision, please.
That's what the law says. After creating the problem, the FG turns around to blame local government authorities. He says the CVR platform, for those who have registered before and have their voters cards, I put all my voters detail, my VIN number, and search for this thing, and it gives me a return of no information on my card. I've sent email to INEC for help, but up to now, no acknowledgement of my email. Talk
to the director of public enlightenment, something Okuye, at INEC. Get his phone number.
I think you should just walk into an INEC office.
You can walk into any INEC office by your local government, because there is one in every local government.
Yes. Local government office itself.
No, might not be necessarily situated at the local government office, but every local government has an office, INEC office. Walk there.
Oh, for the most I've seen, we're always in there. Peter from Apapa says, good morning, Guru and Adu. Says, Guru, why are you always talking about toilets anytime I'm eating?
Maybe because you never invited me for the breakfast.
Well, Peter, that's a very interesting thought to have. I don't know. Let's take some calls now. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Okay, please call us back. Your line is mute. Hello, good morning.
Hello, John.
Good morning.
Yeah, online.
Yes, Paul, please go ahead.
Guru.
Yes, sir.
Guru.
Yes, sir.
Guru.
Yes, sir.
I told you. Some people are not happy when you said Fulani are responsible for the kidnapping in Kankara. Because some people are hell-bent to defend this government and native Fulani. What we call now ask you, there's one that is just at Ogun State to kidnap. Later they found out that Yoruba people. He continue to make excuses. Even if the party is dramatic, you don't need to prove it. They will still tell you, you saw a Fulani. It's the way the country is. We are divided so much. Some people don't. They see this is saying already. Many of them are not happy. I am telling you without the permission. They're not happy. What they want when you come, they are saying the government doing well. The loans they are borrowing in school or getting our people. No, don't say anything bad. That's where we are. But we are heading there very soon. Either to be or not to be. Thank you.
Thank you.
Guru, let's take one more friend with a pen and we'll call it a day. Says, good morning, Adu and Guru. I agree with you. Local government cannot perform even if they were given 100% autonomy. Do you know the reason? That they were there for selfish interest. I was with a family friend last 2 weeks when newly elected local government chairman of E4 called and asked for 5 million from local government account for inauguration. Tell me, the Guru, how will this perform when she gets to office?
Thank you very much for your question. And I think on this note, we'll probably be looking for where the curtain is now and preparing for drawing of the curtain. Am I right, Adu?
Oh, yes, Guru.
All right. Thank you again for another pleasant day. Today is Monday, the first Monday of the month of August. August, we have a short days to count down. For example, August, September. October is coming. October 1st will be my countdown to 3 years. 3 good years of joyfully, gruesomely, and every way, the Guru in your presence with Lagos Talks 91.3 FM. Of course, will you be there to celebrate with me? Can we see your instruments of celebration? 1, pick an advert to back this program up. It is not enough to say, oh, the Guru, you will not die, you will not do this. What are you doing? What is your contribution to it? Why are you always thinking of what you can, your portion of the cake you can take away from the nation? Why not think of how you can build some cake to add to it? So, October 1st will mark my 3 years here, the Guru on air. And I am inviting you, please prepare to celebrate with me. And the quickest and the loudest way I can see that you are celebrating with me is picking a sponsorship. The arrangement is so simple. If you are the bullion banker, you have a place. If you are the 1,000 banker, you have a place. But arrangement is very, very simple. Call that number that I have always been giving to you. For the purpose of this, because I'm advertising now, I will give it to you right away. 0906 887 0014. So when it starts ringing, when I open it now, I'm expecting your questions about how to pick an advert, how to bring sponsorship. That is the good news. Not happy birthday, how cake of the birthday. Did you send me any cake? Am I not entitled to have cake from you? But prepare cake for sponsorship of the program. Or you can reach out to Amira Obiokoye. Her number is momently off my head. No, I will get it. I will for the.
Or they can even just reach out to our marketing department on this line 0802 961 3930. That's 0802 961 3930.
So let us sustain this program. If it is beneficial as you keep talking, unless you are a hypocrite, let us sustain this program. It costs money to bring this program on air. And let me tell you, for the investment of knowledge and everything I bring here, it costs something heavier than even money. So please, be alive. It is your responsibility. It's my responsibility. Let us be alive to our responsibility. So based on that, of course, you can follow me on Facebook. Godwin Etakibubu on Facebook. Godwin Etakibubu. Then there is this Facebook page I created, which is called Vetra Column. VETEROAN. The V there is capital letter. Then the column is capital letter C. So please follow this. Which other one? The other one, no. The other one, no. The other one, no. Of course, my website is still there available for you, which is www.godwintheguru.com. And of course, you can follow me on my channel, on my YouTube channel, which is Godwin the Guru. Godwin the Guru. I cannot close the matter without thanking you again for the enormous work we are doing and for the much you are helping me on a daily basis. I can only pray for you that God will help you at all times.
Yeah, thank you.
And Priestway, thank you very much for your camera. You are doing a fantastic job. Even your smile has taken every sorrow of my life away. Each Monday I forgot that I'm in Nigeria because your smile turns me around that I'm in the best countries of the world. And if you're just walking in, I will thank her and appreciate her. And Priestway, please be up and doing on your production so that it can come properly as expected. So based on this, it is a good thing that tomorrow I will be with you live, not from the village, by the grace of God, same thing as Wednesday. Until Monday again, please keep yourself out of trouble.
We are Lagos Talks 91.3.
Let's talk.